Oh no, Chichen Itza. Why? Why must you leave me? Chichen Itza. Okay. Hey peeps, Galusier here, bringing you some more Civilization 5. I've only progressed a few turns here, just trying to scope out whatever areas I can scope out. I'm sending my troops outward looking for ruffians. I had my one of my caravans scooped up, which I subsequently rebuilt, but yeah, I had one of my caravans scooped up, and I could not find any baddies that would have potentially have done that. So I'm just really confused by that whole scenario. So, hold on. Before I start up a trade route, let's check to see if we got anybody that cares about trade routes. No. So we'll just go with the value. Oh, and these guys, because it sends Jewish pressure that way, which I'm always about. Yeah. So yeah, I started Judaism. Obviously, you can pick up on that. And it's mostly focused on culture and happiness. Happiness is always a challenge, for me anyway. I seem to always be lacking in the happiness department. Oh, my border's connected. And on top of that, the other issue that I tend to run into, hold on a second, Bazaar. It's our unique building. Provides one extra copy of each improved luxury resource near this city. Each source of oil and each oasis provides +2 gold. Trade routes other players make to a city with a bazaar will generate an extra gold for the city owned by the trade route. So really, really good special building for them. I mean, their trade situation with this civ is out of control, and it's really nice. But yeah, so the happiness is a nice touch. And then the culture, because I'm going to be going for the diplomatic victory. And there's a lot of policies, social policies that are really going to help that out in a big way. And I really feel like you have to be on top of that. You see there, like it said, I was one of the most literate people. I was tied for first with 20 texts researched or whatever. That's with me not even trying. You know what I mean? Like I haven't been specifically working on technology. I'm just getting it. You know, so. That's well enough on its own with little to no effort. So what I really need to focus on is culture so that I can try to get the most out of the situation here and get the social policies I need to make it happen. Still really low in towns. Only got 3 cities right now, which is good and bad, you know, for culture-wise. You know, at least you can get it that much faster. And I haven't been able to do a whole lot as far as cultural buildings go either, so... Right now, I'm trying to... There's a jerk. So right now, I'm trying to focus on getting my religion built up since I just started it. So I want to get that going a little bit. And I want to work on increasing the culture a little bit and making more of that. Money. Money is good for these people. I have money. I'm going to do theology. I think I'm going to work on religion a little bit more than I typically do. I think faith is going to play a bigger part in a diplomatic victory than I've previously considered. I think in the Brave New World days of Civilization 5, it's a little bit more weight. And depending on what the focus of your faith is, it's going to play a bigger role. So I am going to be working on that a little bit. So, all right, we'll set him to heal. Of course, yeah, it's good. What do you got, like 3 health left? Perfect. All right, we can finish Liberty. Adopting all policies in the Liberty Tree will grant a free great person of your choice near the capital. Nice. So now it's easier to get the next ones, and we got a Golden Age, always nice, good amount of monies. Obviously, next we'll be going for patronage since we're going for the diplomatic victory. That's a no-brainer. And now for the great person, there's a couple ways you can go about this. First of all, we check to see if anyone wants a great person. So far you're in the lead for the faith thing. That's good. But yeah, no one wants a great person. Oh, they want a great scientist. But I'm neutral with them right now, and that's only going to get me 40 influence, which just barely makes me a friend, so it's not really worth it. If it was like these guys, I want to keep them as an ally. So it'd be worth it. Since that is not the case, we're going to just go straight for the Great Prophet, because we've only got 54 faith so far. It's going to be a while before we can enhance our faith. Now we don't have to wait. Great Prophet, boom. And now instead of using my faith to earn that Great Prophet and get the enhancements to religion, I don't have to worry about it anymore. And instead, I can work on using that faith for like missionaries and stuff like that. Start spreading the good word. Now you get an overlook of what I had so far. And the religious text, I think, just the overall spreading your religion faster thing is nice. I'm not really planning on going to a whole big military thing. When you're doing a diplomatic victory, I mean, in any victory, it doesn't matter, any time you play this game, you have to expect to have some military actions at some point. It's why I have such a big military. It's why I went with the Terracotta Army. Number one, it keeps someone else from getting the Terracotta Army, which is one of those things where you just don't want your enemies to have it, whoever they are. Being able to instantly double the size of your military is a major threat. And now I have the military forces to keep peace in the land. I've got military units spread all over the place that are, just working on exploring and seeing what's out there. And in the course of that, taking out, barbarians and all the like. So that's been useful and helpful up to this point. And then if something did come up, if I needed to take any military actions, I have the forces in place to do that. So that's always good. And, I don't like this city being put right there. I mean, it's practically touching my borders. It will be eventually. It's like our borders will clash. But, I mean, it's right there. I mean, you're all up in my business. Ivory was kind of my thing because I already had 2 of them. I would have liked to get a 3rd one because that's an extra luxury resource that we can start working on trading away when our happiness starts to drop down. So they really cut into my action by being there, and that's annoying to me. So at some point I may end up having to fight them just because of their position and where they are right now. This has been more of a civilization episode, because in the first 2 episodes I was telling the story of my first 3 weeks with my new career with Schneider and the orientation process, and there were some good stories woven into that. And now since then, this guy always in my way, man. So we got the first 2 episodes where we got to talk a lot about that, about the company and everything with that. Ooh. But yeah, so this episode I've really just been focusing on the gameplay itself. I'm not even 100% sure how I'm going to put these videos up. It's really, it's pretty much impossible for me to actually have like a set schedule for YouTube. It's really just an opportunistic schedule as far as YouTube is concerned, because it's really just whenever I'm able to upload it. I pretty much every single night I'll be stopping at some type of a truck stop or something like that. And the truck stops typically have Wi-Fi that you typically have to pay for, but that's fine. But the problem is that it's not always reliable. Sometimes it's downright unusable. So as far as my YouTube uploads go, it's going to be very opportunistic, where I may end up, there might be a stretch where I post, I don't need that. There might be a stretch where I post, 3 videos in the span of 6 days, like every other day, because I'm lucky and I'm finding good internet. And then a week might go by where I can't post anything. And, being a peep and watching what I do on this channel is, it comes with that understanding that I'm never quite sure whether or not I'm even going to be able to post, and if I do, when and how. That's just how it goes. So I'm not totally sure how the rest of these videos are going to play out. I'm recording as many of them as I can so that I have enough, so that if I do find enough opportunities to upload, I'd like to do at least 2 videos a week of Civ to keep it going, because otherwise it takes 3 months to do a playthrough of Civ, because it takes so long to play a single game of Civ. One playthrough of Civ is a lot of episodes, so I don't want to dilly-dally with that and then have you stuck watching for 3 months to sort that out. I really am cut off with all these peoples, I swear. I need to get into the water there, I think, actually. I started moving them over here, but I really think I just need to try to get into the water. Hopefully there's a way into the water there. I can get through this thin sliver, I guess, but I'm worried that it's going to close up at some point. Well, you know what? I'll try, and if it doesn't close up, then great, and if it does, then oh well. So I'm going to record as many of these as I can, but of course, I'm home for a very limited time. I'm trying to spend time with my family. My son just came in the middle of the recording to say hi because he was busy, so I was like, oh, okay, they're busy right now doing the family's doing something, so and there it goes, it closed up. So, I'll record now while they're busy, and then he comes in to say hi, so now I know he's not busy, and that's a bummer. It's like, well, damn it, now he's not busy. I want to hang out with my kids. So, but now I'm in the middle of recording, so of course I'm going to see it through the end here and finish it, but, that's the catch. It keeps you occupied. So, I'll post when I can. Oh, this freaking guy. Enough is enough. I'll post when I can. And I'll record when I can, and so on and so on. So, yeah, I'll try to keep these coming, and I'm going to try to record as many as I can while I'm home. So far, so good. I'm home till Tuesday. It's Sunday, and this is episode 3 that I'm recording right now. So, yeah, it hasn't been too bad. As far as Civ goes, I'm definitely going to work on this episode a little bit more. The first 2 episodes, I know, were incredibly long. I was really trying to get that story in, which, at first, without really thinking about it too much, I thought to myself, well, just spend an episode talking about your orientation, and then the next episode, talk about something else. But about halfway through recording it, I realized, wow, this is going to take more than 1 episode, so I, on the fly, decided to break it up into 2. Because I didn't want to make it 3 episodes, and that's all I was talking about. And it did kind of drag things out a little bit because I think each episode is probably about 30, 33 minutes, something like that. Like, they're pretty long. Civcraft videos have traditionally on my channel been longer because there's more involved with playing Civ, and because the gameplay itself is so long that if you're a fan of Civ in general, you're used to long, drawn-out things, and you probably don't mind the fact that the videos are also longer, but at least that's what I'm banking on, and that's what I hope. But that is pretty long, even for Civ fans. It's a lot to ask of you. So I'm going to try to make this one a little bit shorter, and I'm probably going to wrap it up here in just a minute. It'd be nice if I could get my happiness back on track before ending this episode. End it on a happy note. Happy note. So, let's see. Let's start with the people that we're friendly with and see if they have any trade resources they can spare with. Not that guy. I'm second on the pointiest stick list. Wow. I thought I would have been first. I have a pretty decent-sized military. And we discovered a camp. All right. Well, at least I got something to do now. You there. Head towards them. I don't even necessarily want the pyramids, but, I mean, for the influence, you can't really pass that up. That's a lot of influence. For 2 city-states, it's totally worth it. A friendly trade route has been plundered. What the hell? Again with the trade routes, dude. Like, I'm not... Oh, you know what? It was probably... Because it wasn't my caravan, so it was someone that was trading to me, but it was one of those ones that... This must have been spitting out somebody. Maybe one of his. Maybe they're up on this path somewhere. Need to look into that. Oh, a war has broken out. How about that? Well, I think he's pretty good militarily. I think he was the only, if memory serves me, he was the only one on that pointy stick list that was higher than me. It'd be great if he chipped away at her a little bit, even without taking her cities, just taking her down a peg, because she's like all up in my business right now, and I just don't like how close she is to my territory, and the way that she was like putting all those towns up was making me a little bit uneasy. So it's good to see that he's going to beat her up a little bit. But yeah, so that's, I think that's going to be it for me today. I got a little bit of happiness, but, not enough to make me happy. It just went from -3 to -1. It's improved, but obviously, I swear, it seems like almost every playthrough I've done of Civilization 5, my #1 issue has always been happiness, that I've always just been a miserable sot. My people are always miserable, and and sometimes it's clear why, and other times it's just like, what do you want from me? I mean, right now, obviously, my biggest issue is not being able to do any trades with anybody, and that's really hurting me. But even still, I don't know. It's annoying, but what are you going to do? So I'm going to end it here. Otherwise, we're just going to get caught in one of those endless loops where I say I'm going to try to end the episode earlier, and it ends up being 35 minutes long. So thanks to everybody for watching today. I'll try to keep it interesting. I'll try to keep them coming. And hopefully I get enough of these recorded that while I'm out there on the road, I'll have plenty of videos to bring to you, and we'll keep it interesting. So thanks again, and I will see everybody next time. Later.